on, guys? Sam back here per usual. Gonna do a decent update. So we're starting off right here. We got a few locomotives I've acquired in trades. The 3 UP locomotives I acquired from my friend Branson in a trade for some rolling stock. Here we got a high headlight Walthers Mainline Ace UP. That's just DC. I've run it, runs pretty doggone good. I'm happy with it. Locomotive number 2, we got another Ace with a low headlight this time. This one does have sound. I've run it, runs pretty doggone good. Very happy with it. And then we got an RTR-9, also in UP paint. This is DCC ready, so I intend to throw a decoder in it eventually. And then finally we got, this is actually a Bachmann, it's not a mainline, that's just the box that I got for it. Wabash Heritage unit, DCC and sound. Ditch lights do not work, but I intend to make them work eventually, whenever I weather it most likely and super detail it. It does have the grab irons that are not molded in, which is very, very nice. So, yeah. Even though it's a Bachmann, I haven't had trouble with it yet. Decent locomotive. Got that from my friend Sean. And then also in a trade with Sean, I got some center beams. We got this one, it's a NOKL. The end is yellow, I'm assuming it's from a TTX unit, TTX center beam. I might keep it like that just because it looks like it was patched and whatever, you know, repaired. Here we have a TTX center beam. These two are mainline, Walthers mainline. It's got a lumber load on it, you know, decent looking. Yeah. And then also from Sean, I got 2 more mainline 60-foot high cubes. One's BNSF, the other's CN. And then on a different occasion, I got this from Sean as well. Conrail bay window caboose. So yeah. And then off of my friend Ian, I purchased this blue box locomotive. It's definitely going to need some work. It needs a coupler box. It needs fuel tank on this side. It needs DCC. Hopefully this will give me an experience equipping DCC to a blue box locomotive. It does have all the grab irons on it already, so I think I might just keep it at that. Alright, so that's about it for my rolling stock and locomotive update. Next we're going to move on to the layout. Alright, so before I move on to the layout itself, I wanted to share my Amtrak train, how it's coming along. I now have 4 Superliners, 3 I believe they're called Viewliners, and 2 locomotives, both F40PHs, both have DCC. They're set to the same address so I can, you know, double head them, MU them, whatever. I do as well have a private car. I'm not sure where that is. I think it might be upstairs. It's a Norfolk Southern private car that goes on the end. I believe all the cars are Walthers. Those might be Bachmann. I think it's all Walthers though. And then these are Spectrum units. I unequipped the strobe light on this one just because it's kind of obnoxious. So only the leader has a strobe. So yeah, that's that. So we're gonna move on to the layout update. All right, so here we go. We got the layout update. Obviously here's the layout. This is what you guys have seen. It's the 10 by 15 or 15 by 20. I think it's the 10 by 15. Yeah, it's 10 by 15. So 10 feet long and then 15 feet back to there. I was originally planning to have the peninsula be the yard, but then this part, which I like to call the armpit, would have a very tight radius to get in. Like my 18-inch radius didn't even get in there. So I wanted to run 22-inch minimum. So you can imagine how well that worked out. So that was the first iteration of the layout, the first version. Which you can see here. You can see, you know, inbound, outbounds kind of started. Locomotive track, you know, yard. I don't plan very well, so yeah. That was kind of there. Next, we moved on to, I think, where I left off on the last update. You got the original layout over here, and this massive extension. this thin part would have the inbound outbounds, which I actually started right there. And then the basement kind of does this weird jog thing over. You can see it right there. I thought the yard was gonna go there. Then I would have the yard back there, and then the inbound outbounds would reach to about here, which I haven't built that section yet. It would come out about there. Inbound outbounds would start up about here. Yard would go all the way down here, start to funnel back right here, and then loop back around, parallel this back. And then right about here, the track would kind of curve off, which I think you can see. Oh, no. In this original version, it just has it going straight, but in reality, it was going to curve back and parallel this so that there wouldn't be a gap in the middle, and then it would come back out. That was to make sure I had enough clearance to work in the yard, because that's 3 feet wide. And then it would cross over this double track main line here, and then the peninsula would be a sort of industrial area, you know, with like grain elevator, lumber yard, all that good stuff. So yeah, that was the next plan. And then it would have an interchange to turn back off here, so you could run continuously around here if you wanted to. But I got building that, and this area of the basement is a little narrow. We've got some storage over there. So, you know, this is 3 feet. Coming out more would just be a pain. And then if I had more track coming out here, even just 8 inches for the inbound outbounds, kind of like this is 8 inches, it would still be too much. Like, I wouldn't be able to reach over here comfortably. So that would just make it a pain for operating. So, you know, I got a decent way through building that, but I figure that's not a good idea. So yeah, when I figured that wasn't a good idea, I kind of stopped building that, and I decided to build a new track plan, or start designing a new track plan. Here you can see better. Right here's the interchange. This is the layout that I have currently. Right over here would be where the inbound outbound starts. You can see kind of the yard. There's the interchange track. There's a bit better view of the yard. This part would just be too wide. This right here would be too wide. It would stick out too far into the aisle. So here's the version where I'm currently at. I am going to remove this piece here that goes across. This is actually this piece that's all setting on, and it's going to be turned. Actually, this piece right here is going to be moved over where that 8-inch section is back along that wall. So it's going to be 16 inches wide. This is 16 inches wide. So that wall is going to be 16 inches wide. It'll be 16 all the way through here. And then it's going to kind of start that 45-degree slant. Well, not quite 45, maybe 30. And it's going to kind of go back, shoot along to here, and then meet up in parallel. I think this is where the wall will be drawn, the other side for the layout. And this will not be here, so you can actually get back behind there and operate on the other side. You know, another track will go here. This actually will start to balloon back out, kind of following that rough pattern, and then balloon and go back over so that you can get onto this side. And then, you know, it'll parallel it back, and then it'll do that, and then connect up to there. So you can see that. Here's the balloon. There's where you can kind of see that you can get behind there. You know, the track will come in. I am getting rid of the peninsula in the middle, but I am going to be replacing it with a slightly thinner one. I think about 2-3 feet wide. We'll see when it gets to that point. And And then the yard will be right here, and Bound Out Bounds, you know, decent, smaller yard, but should be pretty decent. I am considering right in here having the track go under and kind of have like a bridge. You know, this will be an incline come up, and this track will run under it. You know, kind of, I thought it would be cool to have a little bit of elevation and a little bit of a grade to run. So we'll just kind of see where that goes. And then, yeah, you can see it starts to balloon off. That's kind of where it balloons. There's the wall. You know, it'll come back. But I figured it would be kind of cool if it kind of paralleled it for a little bit and then ducked under and it looped over itself. That would be kind of interesting. So yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. That's all for the track planning. So yeah, the peninsula is going to be going. I'm probably going to cut it up and use it, especially for this part right here. I'm probably going to use a router and cut a circle on the end, semicircle on the end. But yep, this section's going to be diagonal. Should still have a decent run. So, yep, that's about it. Obviously, the new engines I'm super hyped about. Very, very decent locomotives. Oh, and the LNWI module that I bought, I think I unboxed it in one of my earlier videos from Lombard. I love it. If you have the money, buy it. It makes it very easy for other people to run trains when they're over, without having to spend hundreds of dollars on normal throttles. So, yeah, that's my little update, I suppose. Take care, y'all. Have a good one.